My name is Ali Cooper, and this is my project presentation. So, starting out, introduction. The goal of this project uh, was to take a very small and basic CRUD application and get it deployed in the cloud. And what that application is essentially a small little inventory system. You can basically insert items, update them, delete them, and see what items are in the inventory. Uh, yeah, basically CRUD, create, read, update, delete. Uh, One of the biggest goals of this project was to have all or most of the components of a non-trivial web application, meaning, it connects to the database, it has a service layer, it's not just a REST API or something like that, and have that be uploaded to the cloud, and then on top of that, to have like a pipeline, have it pull from GitHub, and then take the container and build it and deploy it and all that. um, and to also have DevOps monitoring set up too, actually, to have it where it would log, method entry and exits, and have debug information to be looked at, stuff like that. That's very useful. So this UI, again, it reinforces the whole idea of it being simple. I have about three buttons up here: log out, add, and catalog. And catalog is just the homepage. Add item, self-explanatory. Log out just takes you back to the login and registration screens. In terms of the actual, what the main functionality is right here. So this just shows you what the details of the item are. So its ID, its name, and its price, all right here, and then you're able to update or delete them. So, in terms of design decisions, one of the overarching goals I wanted to have for this project was a fast update and iteration time. So, in order to accomplish that, I decided that PHP was one of the best languages for this because whenever you make a change, you can instantly see it on the browser or when you refresh. So in addition to that, I use Bootstrap because Bootstrap allows for you to create UIs on websites without having to worry about too much about the CSS and all that. You just tell it the positioning and the type of content you want it to be. Then MySQL, just because I use MySQL database because it's like familiarity. We've been using it in previous classes, and it's fast enough to get set up with a schema and a table, and just add rows to that. And then for the cloud platform, chose Heroku again out of familiarity. I really like the fact that it has the ability to do like pull request integration, and you can see if like a pull request works, and also it'll do builds for your main like GitHub repository. So that was just a great experience. Also, just getting projects deployed was relatively hassle free on Heroku. So the actual approach for this, like I said before, fast feedback and iterations. Specifically, I implemented a feature from Laravel called Mix, and Mix is really cool because what it does is it lets you like hot reload your browser as soon as you save in the IDE. So essentially, like what I could do is I have two screens up, and then I'll make a change, and then I can immediately see that visual change in the browser. Bootstrap is great just because, along with that, it'll just hot reload and you'll see the visual changes. That's what it was really the most useful for. Um, Not having to worry about deploying it to a local like Apache server or something like that, or Nginx, was really helpful. I used Laravel's or yeah, I use Laravel's built-in like server, and so basically you just host that, and then you can immediately just go in your browser and it'll automatically show all the files and stuff like that. And then that coupled with the just having to push to a remote repository makes the development process really convenient. So limitations, bugs, not an issue. So there's only really one bug that couldn't really get figured out. I'm not sure what it is, but there's like a random G character near the top of the nav bar, and it only appears when I deploy it to Heroku, which leads me to believe it's a configuration issue or something, or with the environment variables. But yeah, that's kind of weird. It doesn't happen locally, only on Heroku. All right, so it's time for an application demo. So we'll go ahead and log out of this. Let's register a new account. Oh, I'll go ahead and show what happens when you try to register with an account that's already registered. So it'll tell you you're already registered. Then also if you fail validation, so that's local validation, but also server side too, it'll let you know. And this applies to both sides or both forms. All right, so now I'm gonna password manager. Now I'm gonna go ahead and actually register. And once you do that, it'll take you back to the login. Great. Then I'm gonna same. Oh, I also have credentials and validation on this too. So it's the local, and then there you go. So log in with that new account. Oh, wait, I'm on the register one. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete this item here. All right, let's go ahead and add one. Price to 12.1. Oh, I have validation on that too. All right. And then we can keep adding items. And then another feature here is there's a data table. You can have it, it's paginated, and you can sort and stuff like that, and like look for specific things. So that's nice. Also, you can update items. So updated, and yeah, there we go. Then of course, delete too. Okay, cool. Next up, I'm gonna kick off a build. So let's go ahead and change this, and then go here. Where is it? Auth controller, commit, and then git push. Oh, let's see. Which remote was it? Push to origin. There we go. So now, here in the build pipe, if we, oh wait, gotta gotta actually commit the change. All right, now let's push. There we go. So I just kicked off a build. Oh, sometimes it takes a little too long, or it will probably take a little too long for it to read the GitHub build. So I just sent it to the Heroku remote, had it built from that. Anyways, also had logging in this project as well. So let's search for the last 30 minutes. So in the application, I have logging statements built in. There you go. You can see like I can filter for debug or info, and you can see like it logs information like as it enters and exits every method, and also the debug information. And yeah, that's about it. So my final thoughts on this. Oh, there we go. Uh, like this class was really informative and kind of opened my eyes to a lot of what CI/CD and DevOps and cloud deployment can do, and what services are out there. And it was a great time.